Hi, I'm Solange Espinosa, and today I'll be talking about how to get the volume of a cone. So a cone is basically a three-dimensional shape in geometry that has a flat base, which is a circular base, it's a circle, and then it goes up to a point, and it has an axis in the center. So the formula to get the volume of a cone is a third pi radius square multiplied by height. And the reason why this works is because if we look at the cone and we rotate it a little bit and just look at the flat base, we can see that this is a circle. And when we get the radius, the area of a circle, we know that it's always, we are looking at the radius so that we can find the area of a circle, and the area will be pi radius square, which is basically this part of our formula. Now, as this one is a two-dimensional shape and we want to change it into a three-dimensional shape, we always know that we have to get also the depth of it. So we look at the length, the width, and the depth of it. So if we keep on drawing here a little bit more, we can see that this extends up, and we can come up with a cylinder, so we can go with the height. And normally when we get the volume for a cylinder or any 3D shape, any prism we're going to be working on, we're always going to multiply this area of it by the height, so that we have all these times this goes up to the point. And this is what is happening here. So this is our area of the circle, which is the basis of our cone, and we are just multiplying it by the height. And the reason why this works is because if we see here, the height that I'm going to put it here is the one in this axis that goes in the center of it. So it's not going, it's going straight up to the point, just like as it if it were in a cylinder. So, and that's why it's multiplied by the height. So we have this working multiplied by the height. Now the question is, why is it a third? So a way of explaining why is it a third is that if we look at it, at the circle, and we can see that there could be polygons in the inside of it. We can start with a triangle, we can have then a square, we can move up to a pentagon, and then keep on moving up and up an infinite numbers of time. And within once they are moved up to a number of times, this one will actually become like a circle on the inside, just like the outside. So it would move up to that time. Now, as we see this, we can see that it will fit a polygon in the inside. And then we know that the polygon has is a third times the base multiplied by its height. And then there was another way of making it work, which was just basically unrolling it as if it were toilet paper. That we will have the cylinder here and the cone the inside, and then we could just unroll it as if it were toilet paper, and it would be something like this, with a lot of reddish at the bottom, then less until it became white, and it would be like 0% reddish, and then until 100, and this 150. And then the explanation was basically just dividing it into a half to get a triangle, which could be basically the same as the other one, because it will have the same base by the same height, because it will be 50-50, and then looking at the other triangle of it. And then to find the volume of it, we would just be looking at it like saying this one is a half, so we have two halves of it. And if we look at it, this is the half of the half, so this is a quarter, so we have 3/4 missing, which would be a quarter blank, and we have 3/4 missing that are 3/4 reddish, and that will be equal to the other half and a half. and then just moving it away, it would be that the reddish part would be a third of it, which is basically just the same as the other explanation. I will move up with an example of it. So let's say that we have a cone that has a radius of 12, and this one would be the height of 16. So we know that the formula says that it's a third pi radius square height. So the volume would be a third pi 12 square, and the height is 16. So we will have 16 here. Now if we do the math here, we will come up with a volume of 768 pi inches. But as this, we're talking about the volume, and this is a 3D, we would say inches square. And that's how we will get this one. So then we'll have pi, we know it's 3.14, so you come up with 2,412.7 inches square. Then that will be the volume of our cone.